Welcome to the Black History Program 2022 from the Church of Christ that meets in the Carverdale community. Hello to all. My name is Gail P. Hall. I bring you greetings from the east side of Houston, Texas, Texas Southern University, and the Church of Christ that meets in the Carverdale community. First, I would like to thank God for in Him we live, move, and have our very being, Acts 17:28. I am also thankful to have the opportunity to have a conversation with you about people who have contributed richly to the culture that we today call American. In Emma Lazarus's poem written in 1883, entitled The New Colossus, she writes something that I want to extract something from her poem, but let me share just a little bit of her poem with you. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless tempest tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. That second line, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That's who we are as African American people. We're still yearning to breathe free. And that's why this celebration is so important. I want to share with you also that we have a rich and fertile culture, and we have made enormous contributions to this country. Thirdly, we are not absent from the most important life-giving source, God's holy book, the Bible. We are there too. The brainchild of this celebration was created by the historian and scholar, Dr. G Woodson. He was born 10 years after the Emancipation Proclamation to illiterate and formerly enslaved parents. Woodson prevailed and became the second Black man after W.E.B. Du Bois to receive a doctorate from Harvard University. Woodson realized that white historians of his time had little interest in the research, presentation, or acknowledgement of the Black historical presence in the United States. So this prompted him to create journals and do research. One of his journals in 1915 was called the Association for the Study of Negro Life, and in 1916, the Journal of Negro History. Black History Week was first observed 96 years ago in 1926. It was celebrated the second week in February to commemorate the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. Black History Month was first proposed by Black educators and the Black United Students at Kent State University in 1969. The first celebration of Black History Month took place at that same university in 1970. 6 years later, Black History Month was being celebrated all across the country in educational institutions, centers of Black culture, and community centers. From that and today, Dr. G Woodson is known as the father of Black history. Gerald Ford, the 38th President of the United States, was instrumental in making Black History Month a true celebration. He said, and I quote, "Americans need to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history. Today, Black History Month is celebrated in Canada, the United Kingdom, and the Republic of Ireland. One of my favorite books, Woodson's The Miseducation of the Negro, was first published in 1933. It raises and answers these questions. Educated to do what? Educated to work for whom? Remember, Woodson was born during the Reconstructive years, right after slavery. And now he's starting to research and help us to understand who we are and our presence in this country. Another favorite read of mine is Du Bois's The Souls of Black Folk, first published in 1903. This book provides an ethnographic experience of the African American subverted in his or her double consciousness. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are the huddled masses yearning to breathe free, as Emma Lazarus wrote in her poem, The New Colossus, 1883. There are to date 107 colleges in the United States that are identified by the U.S. Department of Education as historically Black colleges and universities. These institutions of higher learning were established because people of color were not welcomed at the other institutions. Texas Southern University has been one of those transformative institutions that provided an opportunity for African Americans to obtain college degrees. A little history about Texas Southern University. From its onset, it was a junior college. It was called the Houston Colored Junior College in 1927. In 1934, it became the Houston College for Negroes. In 1947, the name changed to Texas State University for Negroes. And in June of 1951, it became Texas Southern University. Today, this university provides undergraduate and graduate degrees in all disciplines. Another notable contribution for education. Had it not been for the persistence of Mr. Heman Sweat, wanting to obtain a law degree, and challenging the 1896 case of Plessy versus Ferguson, separate but equal, the Thurgood Marshall School of Law may not be located on the campus of Texas Southern University today. Thurgood Marshall, who was then the chief counsel for the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People's legal defense team, successfully argued Mr. Sweat's case before the Supreme Court. This is the reason that the Thurgood Marshall School of Law now exists on the campus of Texas Southern University. Now let's just turn our attention to some more contributions that African Americans have made. Did you know that during the American West frontier, there were 5,000 to 9,000 Black cowboys? They held all positions in ranching except that of the trail boss. Thomas L. Jennings is credited for inventing the dry cleaning process and was the first African American to hold a U.S. patent. A patent is an exclusive right granted by the government to an inventor to manufacture, use, or sell their inventions for a certain number of years. In 1967, Robert Lawrence Jr. became the first African American to be trained as an astronaut. He died in a plane crash before his first mission, another trailblazer. Frederick Jones is credited with 61 patents. Some of his inventions included the ticket dispensing machine in 1943, the portable X-ray machine, and the portable refrigeration unit, among other things. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for making our lives more comfortable. How many of you recognize her? This is Shirley Chisholm. She was the first Black woman to be elected to Congress and the first Black major party presidential candidate. She survived 3 assassination attempts during her 1972 campaign. So before Barack Obama, there was Shirley Chisholm. Now let's turn a page and look into God's holy book, the Bible. Moses' wife, Zipporah, based on research, was Black because she was a Cushite, Numbers 12:1. Cush is an ancient name for an area of Africa. The Shulamite woman in Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 5-6, refers to herself as Black. Some scholars share the theory based on the verses that she is dark because she has been working in the sun. But coming from her part in the world, from a village in Jezreel, her skin would have had an olive complexion. Simon of Cyrene, in Matthew, the 27th chapter, 32nd verse, may have been Black, according to scholars. Simon of Cyrene was the person impelled by the Roman soldiers to carry the cross of Jesus. Based on Bible scholars, Simon could possibly have been an African who converted to Judaism or was of mixed descent. In the book of Acts, the 8th chapter, verses 26-39, Philip, the preacher, met, taught, and baptized the Ethiopian eunuch. According to scholars, the Ethiopian eunuch was almost certainly Black. Ethiopians are mentioned 40 times in the Bible, and the scholars assume that these references are referring to Black people. So the challenge is to you to learn all that you can and to can all that you learn. In the words of Dr. Maya Angelou, the more you know of your history, the more liberated you are. So come, take this journey with me. Thank you, Dr. Woodson, for pushing through all of your obstacles to ensure that our narratives are told about us and by us. Why do we need to celebrate Black history? Black history is the life and breath of this country. We survived and contributed to every facet of existence. We were in the Wild West, in literature, education, science, politics, and last but not least, Christianity. We celebrate Black history because the Negro National Anthem by the Brothers Johnson, James Weldon, and J. Rosamond tell us that facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. I have thoroughly enjoyed presenting this to you. I hope that this presentation has been informative and helpful to you. Sources are provided and my contact information is provided as well if you have any questions or comments. Have a wonderful, a rich, and informative Black History Month. Thank you again, and God bless each of you.
Good day to you. My name is Reeves. I was born enslaved, but I ran to the Indian country when I was a young man. Now, legend has it that I killed my master before I ran. I will neither confirm or deny that today. I lived in Indian Territory until emancipation, and in 1875, I signed up to be a marshal. I was born for this job. I was a master of disguise, I spoke many languages, and I was the best shot in the West. I brought in over 3,000 felons, including my own son. And in 32 years of service, I never took a bribe.
Well, hello out there. My name is Jim Beckworth. In the film, they said I was a sharpshooter, but that's not right at all. I was a mountaineer and explorer in the Rocky Mountains. In the 1820s, I went to live among the Crow people. Had a few kids while I was out there. I came back to States and fought in civil wars for the United States. During the gold rush, I discovered a pass through the Sierra Nevada, now known as Beckworth Pass, which helped folks make the journey to Central California. In 1856, I immortalized myself by telling my story to journalist Thomas D. Bonner, who wrote my biography, The Life and Adventure of James P. Beckworth, mountaineer, scout, pioneer, and chief of the Crow Nation of Indians. Good day to you.
I am Rufus Buck, leader of the Rufus Buck Gang. I was born in the late 1870s. My mother was a black woman. Father was a Creek Indian. In the 1890s, I gathered up other black and Indian teenagers. We did some less than upstanding things. We robbed stores, killed a deputy U.S. Marshal, and had a bad reputation for violence toward our victims. I can admit that violence wasn't the best approach, but I was fighting fire with fire, trying to stave off white settlement in the Arkansas and Oklahoma Indian Territory. Things came to an end for me and the gang in 1896 when we surrendered to the U.S. Deputy Marshals after a day-long gunfight. We were sentenced to death by Judge Parker, the hanging judge. I was only 18.
Hi, I'm Mary Fields. I was born into slavery, so I believe my birthday is sometime in 1832. I served in Cleveland, Ohio until my emancipation. From there, I got a job keeping grounds at a convent. That's where the nuns live. My friend Mother Amadeus asked me to help her set up missions for the Native women, and I accepted. I hope the church don't mind me saying, but I've been known to wear pants, smoke, drink, and be involved in a shootout or two. The last one got me kicked out the convent. When I heard that the U.S. Postal Service was looking for drivers, I signed right up. I did my job with pride and ferocity, whether that meant shooting off bandits, trying to rob my cart, or hiking 30+ miles in the snow on foot to deliver packages. I was so good, I became one of the first black woman Star Route mail carriers in the U.S.
Howdy, my name is Nat Love. I was born enslaved sometime in 1854 in Tennessee. That's where I learned how to break horses. After emancipation, I went west to Kansas, where I worked as a ranch hand. My other western adventures can be found in my autobiography, The Life and Adventure of Nat Love, better known as Cattle Country as Deadwood Dick. Historians may say I embellished my autobiography, but they wasn't there, so it's my word against theirs. After my cowboy days were done, I took a job as a pullman's porter, serving folks on train cars, and in 1889 settled down and got married.
What are you doing? Watching the show. Like always. What are you watching?
Oh, did you see that girl Kisa?
Boy, I said, what are you watching?
Wonder Years.
Can you stop watching the phone for 1 minute? This is Black History Month, and I bet you don't even know the first Black actor.
Matter of fact, I do. It was Madam C.J. Walker in the early 1900s.
It was who? Madam C.J. Walker created products for Black hair and became the first African-American woman to become a self-made millionaire. Like me, take a moment to thank God for hair care for a Black woman. Where would we be without our hair care products?
Well, I'm relieved to know that you actually knew that. Now we may continue. Lincoln Theodore Monroe was accredited to be the first movie star. There may have been others before him, but he was honored.
I sort of feel insulted. What do you mean?
Why don't you ever feel that way? Do you know who Garrett Morgan is?
It doesn't ring a bell.
He created the first three-light system in 1920s, which resulted in the widespread adoption of the traffic lights. He did this with only an elementary education, which leads me to believe that there's still hope for you, sister.
Okay, you got one more time to sucker punch me, and it's on, bro. This is great to know, and maybe if I present this information to Mom and Dad, they'll let me drive. Yes, so clever.
You have taken more than 1 minute of my time. My show awaits.
Black history is very important for us to take time to reflect on our forefathers' diligence and perseverance to bring us to this day where united we can stand. I am Black history.
I am Black and Mexican history.
I am Bill Pickett, and I'm a steer wrestler. I'm not Love. I train horses. And I ride horses. I break horses. My name is Cleo Hurd, and I'm a roper. This is Elvin Hatley. He is a cowboy. I'm Murders Dobby, and I'm a pro bull rider.
hurt sooner or later. If you don't be a little crack or scratch or something. So you can depend on that. It ain't gonna be no sunny day, but at the end you be all right. You had in your mind that's what you want to do. You might get scratched up, you might get hurt, you might get something. Don't worry about that. So then this is what you want to do. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it.
Beautiful black boy. It's okay if they have different colors, they still look beautiful and handsome. I am beautiful. I am brown. I am smart. And I am a beautiful brown, a beautiful black boy. I am smart. I am good. I am great. I am great at doing horses. I am a great horse rider. I am a beautiful black boy.
I am smart. I am beautiful. I am cool. I am a beautiful black boy.
I am smart. I am intelligent. I am beautiful and black. And I can be whatever I want to be. And I choose